subscribe to our YouTube channel at TG and M Networks.
Period. Okay.
Cool.
So, it's not even it's not even recent that this has been happening, but I know we've been seeing the Chinese in Africa a lot. I don't even think it's just China anymore. Like, I just think it's like India, yeah. Like, they're just trying to take over low key.
Yeah.
And it's like, if we go to their countries though, like, they wouldn't
Hell no.
treat us the same way that we treat them. Like, we
What
don't
is
treat
it,
them with
don't?
like open arms. It's just like almost like, why are we allowing them to come into our country? So like,
But this is like one of the things with Africa. Like, I was talking to one of my boys about this, and like, Africa as a whole, if we could like all govern as one like big nation or one big power, like we're capable like of a lot.
yeah, for sure.
But there's so many countries in Africa and sub-countries, and everybody wants like a piece of like the pie, I feel like that's some of like the problems that Africans or Africa as a continent has dealt with, because like it's so big and like you can claim so much land and everybody wants like a piece of the pie, like so like, and people go power hungry when there's not like real like necessarily structure, and you know what I mean, like, and people see how you can rise to the top quickly and how you can like be kind of like taken down quickly too. Like, you can rig elections, you can do this, you can scare people off, you can do mass genocides and just kill people off, and put in fear tactics to help your to help whatever cause that you're trying to pitch. So I feel like that's part of the reason too. If we could somehow get all the leaders of these countries in a room together, but they're arguing with their own leaders in their own countries, they're in their own parliament for like their own reasons too. So like, I don't want to say we're not serious, but like we need like more structure. Like we need like more plans in place. We can't just like steal pages from here and steal pages from there and steal pages from there and try to like combine it. Like we need like, okay, like if we're Africa the continent, we need to like, you know, these are our laws, these are our bylines, these are our guidelines, and this is what we adhere to and whatnot. But everyone wants the same thing. They all want power, they all want money, they all want the greed and this and that. And like there's some nations and countries in Africa that are like really thriving, like, you know what I mean? Like Nigeria's at the top of there, like
and our independence day is coming up.
Nice,
So
okay,
October 1st, get
Ghana,
ready.
Cameroon, Sierra Leone, you know what I mean?
Cameroon!
Okay.
Yeah.
That's enough. But like, yeah, like, you know, those are like considered the powerhouse countries of like Africa. Then you have like other countries that are like really like struggling. Nobody sees that parts of it. And then you always see these things on Twitter or Instagram or whatever. It's like, oh, this part of Africa, and it's like this part of Africa. And like that, like therein lies the difference, because you have people in this part like, okay, I'm good, I'm taken care of. I got to the top, I'm gonna build this. Because like I feel like a lot of the thing too, Africans is like big on like infrastructure. They like buildings. They like, you know, monuments and things like that. So like they'll build all these things here, but you know, won't focus on the people here who are really struggling, and that the Chinese people are like coming in and overtaking like that, because like to our fault, like we're so accepting of like everyone, to like our downfall sometimes, because me and you having the conversation, like the same way how you said like if like everyone started acting, or if black people started acting how whites or other groups think we act, then like, you know, shit would be completely like upside down. And like to our fault, sometimes we can be too loving, too caring, too giving, too accepting of these other cultures, other ethnicities that come in, and then before you know it, they're the ones whipping us on the back and pushing us around, telling us what to do, and we're like, yo, like we were here before you.
Right. So I feel like also Africa like is just very corrupt, and like once you're at the top, they're trying to stay at the top. Like they literally don't even care about anybody else. Like you can go to Nigeria and like you see kids like on the streets, you know, like that are selling things for no reason, but you know, you got the president living lavish.
More than that.
Living more than lavish. Yo, the man doesn't even live in Nigeria. Like, can you imagine? Like, how are you the president of a country and you don't even live there? Your kids don't even go to school there. Like, so what are you actually doing? So that says a lot. And you're over here still collecting money, and then there's people starving. Like, and then you got the Chinese coming in talking about, you know, like we want to help you guys. Are they really trying to help though? Or are they just trying to put us in debt? And then when we can't pay back our debt because, you know, Africa don't know how to use their money the right way, and then now they're over here, like Chuck said, trying to, colonize us now. Like, why are you guys?
But how does How does something like that even like start to happen? You don't like things like that. I feel like officials and government officials should know what's going on, like where the threats are coming
But
from.
if they're not being affected, they don't care. They literally don't care. It's not affecting them. They still got their bread. They're good.
But that's just part of the problem. Though.
It is.
That's not like that
exactly
shit.
Africa has so much potential. If they would just allocate the resources the right way and use their heads the right way.
Smart.
So fucking smart.
Like,
Yes.
they go to boarding school from forever. Like, African kids are resourceful. African kids are smart. Like, they make dolls, they make toys, they make electricity. Like, you know what I'm saying? They figure out things. And it's like for example, Uganda. Like, Uganda's like in a dictatorship. Like, the same president that overthrew, like, I'm pretty sure Idi Amin is still in presidency now, 35 almost years later.
Can you imagine?
And like they're trying to like get him out, and people already know he's either gonna do scare tactics or with the election. He has literally said when he dies, his son will be the one to like take over. And it's so sad because like you see Uganda, they'll call it the Pearl of Africa. You have all those Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania. Like we're all there. We have the safaris. We should have so much money coming from those things because like when people come and travel there, like people come and travel there, but like the people are so wanting to control all the money for themselves that there's absolutely nothing left to give any of the people. Nobody can find jobs if it's not them starting their own shit, like literally their own farm, selling shit on the street. Like, I don't know. Because then you have your neighbor right next to you, Kenya. They've managed to build a whole city, paved roads. Like, we don't even have to pave roads. Like, it's the simple little things that I'm like, you can't tell me. Because once you get closer to where they live at, or where their buildings are at, it's so nice, it's new furniture, this, that. You don't see any beggars outside. You don't see anybody selling anything. But it's like, this is just the Africa that we know. Because Africa's so big. Africa's like, if Africa all got together and just like, and then but also the other thing is then you have like North Africa, which a lot of Africans don't even feel like is Africa because it's a bunch of North Africa. Yeah. Because Arabics and like light skin, and they don't want to put up. Africa at all.
The Moroccans.
No. They're so like racist towards their own people, and I'm like, how? They'll tell you we're African, but they're not. Like we're not. Like we don't even look like that. So it's like if Africa could just like unite and take all the things that make it different and nice, and really capitalize like how like China and everywhere capitalizes on tourism.
That's why
like,
they can capitalize though, because it's one power, one common goal, one common mission, and everyone's like, all right, we're just gonna unite and move forward towards this.
So my thing on this, right?
It's too many agendas.
It's off rip. It's too many agendas, too many people. Like you said, the dictatorship. Imagine someone's been in office for 35 years, and then you come to them like, oh no, maybe we should do things this way. They're gonna look at you crazy, off rip. Number one, China, they're coming in here, whether it's to help or to put us in debt or whatever, what they really want is our natural resources. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. That's what they want. So if it comes to them supporting us to the point that we cannot pay them back, they're just gonna take our natural resources off rip. They want our oil, they want our diamonds, they want our gold, they want all that stuff. Which Africa has an abundance of. You know what I'm saying? So that's off rip. To get all the leaders together, they're in their minds already. They're working with China. They're working with all these people. Why? Because they're putting money in their own pockets. That's it. They're not worried about their people. They're worried about a select few people, and they're worried about the money that's going into their pockets. As Africans, to be fair, as a culture, what do we do at weddings?
We spread
money.
Okay, don't you dare come empty-handed.
And we love money. That's what it is. We love
That motherfucker gonna spray me with money. Like at the game, like just like that.
Money chamber. I want to be all over that.
We love money. That's it. So these leaders, on top of this, they love money and they're getting money and they want more money. That's just how it is. Unless you overthrow those leaders and put in leaders that actually wanna talk about democracy and stuff like that, it's not gonna work. You can try to overthrow a leader. Your president has the control of the military. Have fun. Have fun.
Especially in Africa.
That's it. Yo, you're running against this
Africa's
dude.
so ruthless too. Like their
Yeah, they'll be quick
practices
to-
are so
Insane.
foul.
They will either, if you're running against them, they'll either rig the
Kill
election or they're
Kill
going
you.
to. They'll kill you. That's it.
That's
Straight
it.
up. They'll take your
Or they'll
head.
kill the people that's going to vote for you.
That's it.
I don't know.
That's how that shit
That's
And
works.
it's like your hands are tight because what are you gonna do?
And the thing is, like, with their elections, it's not even like, because ours is more like technology-wise a little bit, but every day it's still paper. Like, we don't like
It can be
advance for that
corrupted
reason,
so
though.
fast.
They can make
Yeah, that's
advances.
exactly
I feel
why.
like they choose not to in a sense.
Yeah, for that reason, though. Like, I feel like they definitely pick and choose what they want to advance. And even, like, our healthcare, like, come on. Like, people are just dying for, like,
What's healthcare?
little... What is healthcare?
In Africa, what's healthcare?
It doesn't exist.
Is that a thing?
Because the thing about it, so like my brother.
If you don't
went to
have money to
Africa-
pay the doctor, nigga, you
Yeah,
sick.
nigga, dead ass.
That's it.
Dead
My
ass.
brother went to Africa last year, and they were taking somebody who he had found out he had stage 4 cancer here last May. He was like 28, and they were like, okay, either you die here and you have to pay 15K to go back, and that's like almost all your life insurance, or you go back to Uganda and you die here. So because my brother's a nurse forever, he was like, I'll go. So when my brother went, he came back and he told us, he was like, yo, like Africa is so corrupt. We took this man to the hospital and they brought a bill, and obviously lucky I was a nurse, I could be like, you didn't do that, you didn't do that, you didn't do that. But these poor like people be going, they have no like education, even basic education of health. Like even people here in America who don't like, who have Medicaid, who have Medicare, they can like advocate for themselves, they can like ask questions, they know that that's their right and that they shouldn't be overcharged for things
Well, they
they're
have
tested
rights.
for, and they have rights. But my brother was like, imagine if I wasn't there, they were gonna pay this astronomical bill, all because they're gonna tell them, yeah, this is what it is and you gotta pay it. If you don't, you don't. So it's like, even if they seek out this help, they're gonna be upcharged so much, because even these small little clinics are put there just to like take these people money, and they don't even do good quality healthcare. They don't do good practice, not
Sharing
sanitary.
needles.
Sharing needles. That's why all these kids are getting polio and diseases that you don't even hear of in America, like malaria, rampant. It's just the lack of education. I feel like is really why like we don't have like healthcare doesn't exist as a whole, because like you don't have enough people who can afford, because you know in Africa you gotta pay to go to school. It's not like public school here. You can't take out a
Which is
loan.
crazy.
You gotta pay, or you have to have ask somebody like overseas, like fund your tuition, like you know what I'm saying, your room, your board, everything, your food, and there's not enough people who can afford or who get high enough to get to a doctor degree level. And if they do, they come here. And then they be a
They
nurse,
come
and then they
here.
make more money. So that's what happens. Because I know an old Ugandan doctor, and he's like, yeah, I came here because I knew it'd be easy, and they're not paying me there.
Exactly.
So you don't want to work for corruption either, because these people are gonna come, they're gonna see you're helping, and they're gonna be like, okay, let's tap into the money.
Right.
That's it.
Now you have no money for yourself.
Yeah, and it sucks. It really does suck. Honestly, I'm sorry. Andy. I'll give it right back. Just
Oh no.
it
I love
really sucks only because it's like you said, there's so many smart African people, and think about how many Nigerians are scattered around the world. Imagine if all of us was like, all right, let's go back home, let's go make a difference.
Yeah.
We could do that. The thing is though, that would be such a great change, but at the end of the day, the change is always going to be
Short-lived.
shortened because of who we have in power. That's it. If we all come and try to overthrow the government, it's not going to work for us. That's just what it is.
And they have
Especially in
plans and
Nigeria
everything,
too.
so
We
it's
have
like-
our people, and then when you start moving to a certain side, you got Boko Haram to deal with too.
Bro.
And they're just straight terrorists.
Just straight, yeah.
Straight terrorists. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, my thing is the only solution is that we can't compare Africa to America, honestly. There's just